You can't get higher than this in Europe. The French Alps, with its rugged landscape and snowy slopes. This is Val Thorens, one of the highest resorts in the region. Everything here is done on skis, even the commute to work. The guy in the yellow shoes is one of the best chefs in France and a native of these hills.
Hello, hi Mathieu.
His name is Jean Sulpice, and he's already got 2 stars in the famous Michelin Good Food Guide.
Right, okay, you've got a beautiful fish here. You'll have fun cooking with that.
Jean's story is special, not only because he's so young,
Table 4, please.
but because his restaurant sits 2,300 meters above sea level. In the kitchen, this changes everything. And when he first lit his stoves, things were a little difficult.
At breakfast time, I sent out boiled eggs, but they kept being sent back because they weren't cooked enough. I couldn't understand why, because I'd set the timer and cooked them in exactly the same way as before. And then I realized that the cooking times are longer up here, because the water doesn't boil at 100 degrees, but at around 90.
Strange but true, it's all about the pressure, which is much lower in high altitudes.
It's a factor which affects our precise cooking conditions. Our work is all about precision. Once I almost threw in the towel and gave up the idea of cooking here, what with the water and the roads cut off when it snows. Then one morning I said to myself, these factors have to become assets for my kitchen. It's not the mountain that's going to adapt to me, but rather me that has to adapt to the mountain.
Up here there is less air, but it's much drier, with an 18% humidity level. Jean has invented the perfect dessert for this climate, these meringue snowballs.
You see this meringue here? It's lovely and crisp thanks to the low humidity. This same recipe made in a more humid environment would be soft, not crispy, and not as tasty as the ones we have here.
Time to tap and tuck in.
A chef in the mountains is not like a chef in the city. We have all these climatic problems, but I feel at home here.
It snowed overnight on the terrace of his restaurant, and like every good mountain dweller, Jean clears away the snow himself. In the Savoy region, the terrain is tough, but it's still full of flavor. In the Bourges Valley, one special cheese is made, the Vacherin.
Here you go, girls.
Philippe Ginola has a herd of 70 cows, a mix of Tarentaise and Abondance.
What's the matter? I'm coming.
The Vacherin is a winter cheese, but its flavors come from the summertime when the fields are in full bloom.
We feed them hay from the mountains. It's a hay with lots of flowers in it, all the little flowers you find up here. You can see here there's clover and every good thing you'd want in a hay. It's important to give them the good stuff. You need to know what the cows are eating because it's what you then find in the cheese and milk.
From grass to milk, and from milk to cheese.
It's perfect, it's nice and white.
10 liters of milk are needed to make 1 block of cheese. And that's the job of the farmer's wife. The cream has been skimmed off this morning's milk and put into molds. Sylvie then wraps each cheese in a strip of maple wood.
It can't be too tight nor too loose. It's a really creamy, runny cheese, so it has to be wrapped up as best as possible. It's fairly rare too, because it demands lots of work, care and attention. It's a delicate cheese.
Next, they're placed in the cellar for 5 weeks to be matured. Each morning, Philippe comes to check on them.
The higher up they are, the older they are. Here's one that's pretty much ready to eat. You can see it's breathing, as we call it. Inside, it's all runny, and we take the skin off, dip in a spoon, and spread it onto bread. And there you go. It's made just for the locals here, really, those who live in a 100-kilometre radius of our farm. It's therefore a rare cheese, and we're proud of it.
Among his privileged customers is Jean, the Michelin star chef. He uses the Vacherin to reinterpret an old local recipe, the rissole. Traditionally, it's a little fried sweet pastry, but with the cheese it becomes savory and eaten as a nibble.
I have childhood memories of eating the vacherin just on bread. When it's made well, it's all creamy and runs off the plate. And that was the inspiration for this recipe. I thought, if we trap the cheese in the dough and then fry it, in the middle you'll have a runny, creamy ball of cheese that will explode in your mouth.
All the flavour of the Alps in one little mouthful. Thanks to Jean Sulpice, there is now one top table on the rooftops of Europe.